Hi guys, Selena Walker here, naturopath and nutritionist, living deep in nature here at Ysbryd y Coed, which means spirit of the trees. So this week I want to talk to you about motivation and inspiration. And I want to get you excited about filling your day with things that make you feel alive. So we all need motivation and inspiration, things that lift us up and want to keep pushing us forward. And I tend to go to podcasts and books. So the reason I've got my computer with me is I want to share with you some podcasts that I regularly listen to and I love at the moment. I tend to listen to different ones and go through phases with ones, but these are the ones that I'm really drawn to at the moment. And lots of these I've been listening to for years because I know I get excited when I see a new episode coming out and I know that they will lift me up. Especially as the spring weather is coming and it can be hit and miss, it can be sunshine, like this glorious sunshine that's passing over me, and the next minute it can be hail and rain, and then I run inside and I get to listen to a podcast with a mug of cacao and that puts a smile on my face. So I'm inviting you to get out of your comfort zone, listen to podcasts you wouldn't normally listen to with a goal. You're only allowed to listen to it if it lifts you up. So let me share mine with you. So one I've been listening to for quite some time is called the Ultimate Health Podcast, and that's with Marnie Wasserman and Jessie Chappus. And what I love about the Ultimate Health Podcast is they cover so many different titles, so many different topics. They have amazing guests on the show, and they also share their own journey with you. They walk the talk and tell you how they've put things into practice, and they share their life with you, so you feel part of their journey. Another one I love listening to, and I've been following Marie Forleo for quite some years now, is the Marie Forleo podcast. She's the best-selling author of Everything is Figure-Outable. Really recommend that book if you haven't read it. And her podcast is generally a recording of her Marie TV show. Now, she is somebody that helps people live the life and business that they want to live. So as well as business advice, there's also life advice woven in. But if you were interested in being an entrepreneur or looking at the possibility of how you can turn your passion into your job, then I highly recommend the Marie Forleo podcast. The next one is the Pioneering Today podcast with Melissa K. Norris. Now, she's based in North Cascade Mountain Range in Washington State. And I kind of think the weather she explains that they have is quite similar to here in Wales. Now, she is someone to follow if you love growing vegetables, if you love baking, if you love connecting with natural growing and natural eating. Now, some of the recipes she does aren't the ways that I tend to eat, but I always find that I can learn from each of her episodes. And she's so enthusiastic and passionate. She makes me want to grab my seed packets and run down to my garden. The next one is Online Marketing Made Easy by one of my gurus, Amy Porterfield. If any of you are interested in setting up an online business or online courses, I highly recommend Amy Porterfield because she is the girl that knows how to do this. She's learned how to get the message out there. She went from working in corporate, she was working for Tony Robbins, to setting out on her own, and she shares the journey. She shares her wins, she shares her misses, and you can learn from her mistakes. And I highly recommend her courses as well. Now, you might be thinking, why am I sharing things like Marie Forleo and Amy Porterfield? Well, the reason I'm here with you is because these women have helped me share my passion and create a life out of it. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to make a difference to you. It's not about me, it's about you. And these are the women that have helped me to do it. And I know from speaking to you all, there's so many of you out there that want to do the same. Now, let's bring in one of the guys, the Dean Graziosi Show. Now, if you haven't come across Dean Graziosi, he is a bundle of joy and energy. I love how this guy gets so fired up, speaks like me, gets really passionate and really on it. Some of the podcasts are really quick, but you cannot help but get drawn into his world and come out like a bullet coming out of a gun, fired up to get going and make a difference. So I really recommend the Dean Graziosi Show for that. And then let's end on another guy, on Sean Stevenson, and his podcast is called The Model Health Show. And why I love Sean and the way he presents the Model Health Show is because you feel like you're grabbing a cuppa, something like mushroom and cacao, or your favourite superfood smoothie, and you're just pulling up a chair and sitting next to him. He really makes you feel like you were there with him, like you become one of his buddies, one of his friends, and it just feels like a delicious conversation covering again so many topics. I just get drawn in, and at the end I felt like I've had a good sit down and a good meet up with one of my friends that has inspired me to keep going on my health journey. So those are the podcasts I wanted to share with you. Share in the comments below what podcasts you listen to or what you've discovered so you can help motivate others, because the idea is we all share what motivates us to keep the motivation and inspiration going, because that is the key to life. That is the key to keeping going, to keep motivated, inspired, because when you are motivated and inspired, inside of you, your cells are motivated and inspired to live the best possible life for you. Remember, it's all about your internal world and your external world. So internally, we want to be motivated and inspired to be healthy and vibrant and shining. And that means our external world will be vibrant, healthy and shining. If you've enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget also to head on over to my website, selenawalker.earth. Sign up to my free newsletter where you'll get weekly hints and tips from me on how you can live a delicious life. I'll see you soon.